Hello!
Hello!
All right, we are back for vlog number 3 of our Disney Paris trip. And day 3 was a fun day because it was the first official day of Halloween at the resort. And they know how to do Halloween in Paris. So that morning when we got to the park, loaded up on some croissants and some pain au chocolat, which is just a croissant with chocolate in it. But the French do a croissant better than anybody else. When we got home, I actually went to the store and got a croissant, and it was crap compared to what we got over there. Over there, probably had a croissant every day.
We even tried to get a croissant in France in Epcot, and it wasn't the same either.
Yeah,
it was really
it was good, but it wasn't as good as the one we had there. So definitely, if you go get that, and then get a cafe au lait, which is basically just coffee and steamed milk, but it's delicious. And it'll really make you feel French whenever you order a cafe au lait because you get to say au lait. And so basically once we got that, we went over and we waited in line because a lot of the characters there have a Halloween look. So we went over and met Max,
on
Goofy
their main street.
on their main street.
Like right to the left whenever you walked in.
Yep. And so we went up there and we waited, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to meet him. He looked great. There were also a few other characters you could meet there. Frollo.
The Queen of Hearts, Governor Ratcliffe, and I think...
Yeah, and Jafar. And they were scattered throughout the park. And some characters, however, like Maleficent, who we met
later that day.
She had a little bit longer of a line. She meets right behind the castle. She has like all these thorns and stuff that looks like a dragon, which is awesome.
It was really
She was actually a really fun character to meet. She met that most of your face characters are going to meet in English and in French, which is nice for us because we do not speak French. Yeah. And so she was awesome. I have a few pictures of that. And then we also met Jack. Now, Jack Skellington was a little bit more of a unique meet because you had to go in and reserve a time. They had a little website that you could find on the park map or through your the Disneyland Paris app where you go in, you reserve a time, and basically it tells you when to come back. So as soon as the park opened that day, we reserved a time to go and meet Jack, but we didn't come back to meet him till probably 1:45, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that's how quickly it fills up. I would say probably within an hour of the park opening, his meet and greet times were full. Yeah.
And I think he stops meeting at like 5 or so, and the park closes at 9 or 10.
Yeah, and he meets over by Phantom Manor. They have a nice little gazebo over there to meet him at. And, you know, he's typical Jack. Same thing. He meets in English and in French. So it's really nice to meet him. That day for lunch, though, we went to Agrabah. They have like an Aladdin-themed area of their Adventureland. And it was amazing.
It was really good.
Basically, it was a lot of Middle Eastern dishes. So you had like basically stuff to like make your own gyros. A lot of like couscous, tabbouleh. They had all sorts of desserts.
They had all sorts of things on their menu, but we were just mostly interested in the make your own gyro because we love gyros.
Yeah, but my favorite dessert of that day was probably at Agrabah. They had like a pistachio pudding, which I already love pudding. You hand me a snack pack, you bet I'm gonna gobble that up. But the pistachio pudding, 10 out of 10. Delicious. I recommend going to get the pistachio pudding. But they had all sorts of desserts. They also had other things there, even if you're not into Middle Eastern foods. Of course, they have like your standard Disney buffets. So they always have some sort of a chicken or something like that that everybody can enjoy.
Yeah.
And so that was a little on the pricey side. So keep that in mind. But it was very well worth it. The atmosphere in that place is...
It was really cool.
Amazing. Right after we ate at Agrabah, they did a special fall... parade kind of show.
Yeah, I want to say it compares to like our Move It, Shake It, Mouse Could Dance It, where they come out on floats and then they do a parade, but it goes back into Fantasyland instead of going back down Main Street. So it's that's
so basically what you're saying is the parade starts on Main Street, comes down, they do a little stage show around the castle, and then they go back down into Fantasyland as if it's one big parade route. Compared to here, our Move It, Shake It goes down Main Street, does a little show in front of the castle, then goes back up Main Street. So the flow of it is really interesting. But the cool thing about this show was it was basically like a harvest Halloween parade, and you got to see So there we have Constance in our Haunted Mansion as the bride. There it's a girl named Melanie, and you get to see her. She comes out and does a dance along with a bunch of other Disney characters.
Yeah.
Minnie is riding on a cornucopia and she's dressed in fall, and then Mickey's a vampire and he's jumping out of a haunted house and he's waving at everybody. So
it's like 50-50 fall harvest and then 50-50 like Halloween. So
Yeah.
it was really interesting to see that.
Yeah, and then they also did in front of the castle, they did kind of like a Halloween show.
Je fais chaque jour, je le vis que dans ce but, aider de mon mieux les pauvres âmes perdition.
Basically, their big theme this year is a song called "Are You Brave Enough?" And so they did a whole show around that. I know it's gotten mixed reviews and they changed it up a lot since we were there, but we enjoyed the show. You basically get like a couple of seconds of each of the villains singing their song. It was basically hosted by Ursula.
Which is, if I believe, the first face character Ursula ever in all the Disney parks. So that was...
Yeah, because over here she's always been an animatronic.
Which is really, really cool. And she was great.
Yeah, it was really fun. I would definitely go at Halloween again, just because really the way they do their shows, the way they did their Main Street, they had it decked out, not just in pumpkins, but people, like citizens of Main Street, as if they were ghosts around there. So I think they did an awesome job with decorating the park for it.
And their entertainment, you can just tell they put a lot of like effort and work into it. It was all really, really spectacular.
And the other cool thing that I think that they do there is they don't just celebrate Halloween, they celebrate the harvest. Like, so basically just a big celebration of fall as well, which I think is awesome, because who doesn't love a good harvest? Without harvest, we wouldn't have Thanksgiving. They don't have Thanksgiving, but we do. So after we, did all of this after lunch, we worked up a little bit of an appetite, so we went over and got a snack. And probably a snack I had every day there was a crepe with Nutella on it. Those were good. They're like, I don't know, what, maybe €3-4, and they will change your life. So if you go, they make them right there in front of you. Sometimes they're already pre-made, but most of the time they make them right there in front of you. They spread that puppy with some Nutella. You can also get a couple of ones, but who cares about those? You want the Nutella one. Trust me. Get a Nutella crepe, you won't regret it. So by that point, the park was pretty crowded, so we went back and did Alice's Maze.
Yeah, her Curious Labyrinth.
And that was awesome. You basically walk through the movie.
Yeah.
You get to go in the Queen of Hearts castle, which gives you a beautiful view of Fantasyland. A good view of the park. Yeah, basically the whole back of the park. You walk through the movie. The nice topiaries in there, water features. If you're looking for kind of a more relaxing attraction to do, that's not really a thrill or anything like that, that's a good one. Especially if you have kids, it's fun because it's just a walking attraction. You don't have to worry, about getting in and out of ride vehicles. You don't really worry about waiting in lines unless it's crazy busy. You just kind of just enjoy it and walk through it. And then one thing we watched was they have a very interesting parade there. Just a normal parade, not even their Halloween.
Normal. And
it's basically just a hodgepodge of Disney movies. Looks like it's kind of a bunch of floats from different parades they've had in the past, but they've put it all in one parade now. And it works for them. They have some really cool floats.
Yeah, the best one out of the whole parade is the Frozen one, and there's like a huge fin on the front of it. It's really, really cool. Yeah. It's the best float out of the whole parade. And it's at the end, so it's kind of like the grand finale.
So I'm not sure how much longer that parade will be around for them because, like I said, it looks like it might be kind of a temporary hodgepodge of just different parades they've had in the past. But it's worth checking out. After that, we kind of got up early to go meet all the characters. So we went back to the hotel just to kind of relax. On the way back, though, we had heard that the McDonald's at the Disney Village there was a little bit different.
Yeah.
So we walk in and they have a whole entire boulangerie of macaroons and different pastries there that we just gobbled on.
It was really interesting to see a whole pastry shop and a McDonald's. It's not something we have here.
It was like a more gourmet McDonald's, if that makes sense. I mean, they had your Big Macs and everything else on the menu, but we went for the pastries.
But their menu they didn't really have a full menu. It was basically just like chicken nuggets or a hamburger, and then they had fries.
Yeah, it was different in that sense.
Yeah.
But who wants to go for that when you've got a whole boulangerie right there? So if you're ever there, and you're like, I don't want to go to McDonald's. That's something we have in America. Well, just stop in, just for a snack, because their pastries are pretty good and they're pretty cheap too. So
Their macaroons.
I was sure loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So when we got back, we went back and we actually decided we were going to go for a swim, kind of just relax by the pool. And like I said, we were staying at the Disney Sequoia Lodge. So they have kind of like a retreat, like a wilderness retreat pool. And it was interesting going to this pool. And I don't know if it's like this all over France or if this is just a Disney thing, but it seemed like everybody else that lived in Europe knew what we were going through.
Yeah.
But basically you walk in, you check in, you show them that you're staying at the resort, and then they send you into a locker where you, or a little changing room where you change into your clothes.
Yeah, so it's just like a changing room you would see at a store. You go in one side, but then on the other side it's a door, so you change, you go through the other door, and then you go into a bathroom. And that bathroom locker area then leads into the actual pool area.
Yeah, so after we changed, Andy and I both got a locker where we put all of our clothes in it. And then the boys go in one side, the girls go in the other. And there's like, you know, obviously there's a bathroom, there's showers in there. And then you meet back up right over here. But the weird thing was the showers were right there. So like if you are really peeking in, like you're gonna see something you probably didn't want to see.
Yeah, it wasn't very closed off. Like the men's and women's lockers weren't separated by a wall or a door. It was all just an open area.
So if Annie were to peek into the men's room, she might have seen something she didn't want to see. And so then you walk in, you both walk in, and you're basically in the pool. And they had a slide in there.
Yeah, but before, like from the bathroom to the pool, you walked through like a puddle of water.
And he's very fascinated with this puddle of water.
I don't know what it was for.
I think it was just to clean your feet, okay? Or just excess water from the hot tub. I think it was just a different water feature. But yeah, so they had a hot tub in there. It looks like in the summertime they have a pool that goes outside, like a little garage door that they would open up, and the pool extends into outside. But because it was cold when we were there, it was only inside. And they have and then they have like this little waterfall that comes down. You can go sit under. Really feels good on the back. That's what we did. The water was cold to us.
Yeah,
but everybody else there was like, yeah, it feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Or however we say that in French. But one of the things that I packed my swimsuit. Annie didn't realize we were going to be swimming, so she did not pack hers. But that wasn't necessarily a bad thing, because whenever you're there, they have like this vending machine just filled with like swimsuits for men and women. They have goggles, earplugs, swimming caps, and they're all very affordable. Like I think Annie's swimsuit was what, maybe 20, 30 euros?
Mine was, I think it was 20 euro.
And so, honestly, that probably translates to like, I don't know, $25 here or something like that. So honestly, it's a normal price, and it's a good swimsuit. Annie still wears it, you know, occasionally. So after we got back from the pool, we weren't really hungry, but it was still too early to go to bed, so we all went down to the hotel bar, which I'm not sure what it was called, but it was nice. It was just some... What?
I said, I don't know what it was called either.
Yeah. But it was nice because they had some special themed drinks just to that hotel. They had some special like hot chocolates and things like that.
Yeah, there was alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, so it was also very kid friendly. So if you were wanting to look for an area just to hang out with your family, then that's also a good area to do that.
And the drinks were good, reasonably priced. I had a French beer. I think it was called like 1664 or some 17. I don't know. It was a couple of numbers, but it was very smooth, very good. Recommend that beer. If you're wanting a little taste that with the French drink over there that's not wine, that's a good, or champagne, that's a good, I thought it was good beer.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of beer on this trip because we went to Germany next, and that was definitely a very good beer.
His tolerance.
That's one thing we did learn about this bar, though, and I'm going to put the name in, is in the mornings you can buy a la carte breakfast items as well if you don't want to go down and do the whole breakfast buffet. So on our last day there, we got some croissants and some chocolate to take with us.
Yeah,
or not
like
chocolate, coffee and orange juice and water and stuff like that to take with us. So definitely something to check out.
Their a la carte breakfast is like croissants and whole fruit.
And they're good.
It was good.
Really good. But pretty much after we were done at the bar that day, we all just kind of visited, relaxed, enjoyed, you know, just an evening of vacation, and we all got tired and we all went to bed. If you have any questions, about Disneyland Paris that you'd like us to answer in an upcoming vlog, go ahead and leave those in the comments down below. We will definitely get to those. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Give us a like if you enjoyed this video. And we will see you guys on the next one.